to the Cynosure HQIC Patient Family Engagement for Equity Think Tank Snapshot. My name is Lindsay Galley. I'm the Vice President of Programs at PFCC Partners, and this month we talked all about assessing hospital readiness for patient family engagement for equity. Before diving into the discussion, we focused on the evolution of language around patient family engagement for equity. First, the patient and family voice is really evolving to the patient and family perspective. The patient and family story is evolving to patient and family insights, those specific experiences that provide that unique perspective into any given topic. And finally, consumer evolves to people with lived experiences. One of our partners at the Camden Coalition recently did an informal study of the terms used to describe people using their lived experiences to influence healthcare. Some of you might be more familiar with the term patient-family advisor, patient-family partner. Some organizations choose to use consumer, but what that article had found is most preferred people with lived experience. We also use the term patient-family partnership program often. Now, a patient-family partnership program may differ or may be the same as a patient-family advisory council or a patient-family engagement committee. But what we're really referring to in any of these terms are patients and family caregivers informing improvement activities at your hospital. To start our discussion about hospital readiness for patient-family engagement for equity, we wanted to know what hospitals needed in order to be PFEE ready. And what we found was staff engagement was that top score. And this really aligns with discussions that happened in the patient-family engagement for equity storming sessions last month. There were many hospitals that were struggling with engaging staff in their patient-family engagement efforts, really emphasizing that the patients and family caregivers that are partnering with the hospital are a resource to the entire hospital. Close runner-up for what the hospitals needed were additional internal support from within the hospitals, and leadership engagement, and of course a patient-family engagement for equity point person. And these are all items that are located on the PFCC Partners Readiness Tool. This is the PFCC Partners Readiness Tool. It is available at pfccpartners.com. But what it does, it really walks you through the steps needed to be ready to engage patients and family caregivers in your quality improvement activities at your hospitals. We go through really specific actions you, your team, your leadership, and your entire organization can take to ensure that you're ready to take that next step and partner with patients and family caregivers in improvement activities. The tool gives you space to define the scope of where you plan to engage patients and family caregivers and identify some of the strategic goals of your hospital as really low-hanging fruit for patient-family engagement once you have that opportunity to engage patients and family caregivers that are tied so closely to the strategic goals of your organization, whether it's improving sepsis, reducing readmissions, screening for social determinants of health. Those are all strategic goals that can be closely tied with how you engage patients and family caregivers. Have a discussion with participants about the Readiness Tool and had a few questions. What was on the Readiness Tool that participants hadn't considered addressing, and how might this tool be able to be used to start smaller projects with patient-family partners? Staff engagement and support was a topic that came up as something participants hadn't considered focusing on in tangent with patient-family engagement for equity. Molly Smith from Mount San Rafael Hospital in Colorado shared that her staff loved being a part of their advisory council when they were up and running. They are currently looking to re-engage the staff in the advisory council efforts, and Molly will be going back to those champions she partnered with prior. There is an entire section on the Readiness Tool with how to re-engage staff in your patient-family engagement efforts. Cassandra Kemp from Advent Health in Florida and Victoria Tomarin from Barrett Hospital in Montana both shared smaller projects their advisory councils had worked on, and both included environmental services rounds, where patient-family partners would walk the hospital to identify improvements that staff may pass by day to day. The patient-family partner's unique perspective can identify improvements important to patients and family caregivers. Finally, Eric Lambert from Southwest Health System in Colorado was looking to start a patient-family partnership program and was brainstorming ideas on where the Readiness Tool could be used to get them started. This included suicide awareness, which is a high priority for their hospital, and their hospital already has a committee in place. This is ripe for engaging patients and family caregivers with lived experiences to partner using the steps in the Readiness Tool. No matter where you're at on your journey to a patient-family partnership program or patient-family engagement for equity, the Readiness Tool is a great place to start. But if you're ready to dive a little bit deeper, we encourage you to join our Patient-Family Engagement for Equity Sprint that is starting on November 30th. The sprint will be 4 sessions with your hospital peers to support advancements of patient-family partnership programs at your hospital. We encourage you to join by yourself, or better yet, with a team who is looking and ready to actively engage patient and family partners in your quality improvement work at your hospital. The sprint dates are there, and we will include the registration in the email that goes out with this snapshot. Thank you for taking a few minutes to listen to the snapshot of the November Cynosure HQIC Patient Family Engagement for Equity Think Tank. We hope to see you next month where we will have an update on the Patient Family Engagement for Equity Sprint. And as always, there are so much other support resources available to you, including a community of patient-family partners, and of course the Cynosure Learning Improvement Connection, where you can spend even more time planning and creating the infrastructure for your patient-family partnership program through the Gateways to Patient-Family Partnership program on Click. Thanks again, and see you next month.